Now, in this time of lockdown, we're encouraged to check in on our friends, make sure they're all right. So let's head over to Los Angeles and make sure that Harry Styles is looking after himself. Morning, Harry.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, good.
I'm presuming you're in LA, or
I am. Yeah, I was trying to come home and got a little stuck.
Oh, no.
So I'm isolating in place.
So you by yourself?
No, I'm with some friends.
Okay,
actually.
good. So you'll be all right.
Yeah, so I'm not too bad.
Not
How are you guys
crazy.
doing?
We're all right.
yeah, we're fine. We're as much as we can. It's business as usual back
It's just
here.
weird, isn't it? It's such a strange situation. Do you feel like you're living in a film at the moment?
It feels a little. I think like when you go for walks and stuff,
Yeah.
it feels a little like Truman Showy because there's no, there's like no cars moving and people are walking in pairs like either side of the street. It's a little eerie.
What do you find, Harry, that you're missing the most?
I think just like realizing how much you take for granted just hanging out with your friends.
True.
I guess it's not even. I'm lucky because I'm with friends, but just like being in a room with people feels insane right now.
Yeah, I was watching a
Like
film.
the idea of being with a lot of people is crazy.
I watched a film. I'm watching back-to-back Godfathers at the moment to keep me
Binge.
occupied.
Yeah.
And there's a scene when there's a big wedding scene. Everyone's dancing. I remember thinking, "Whoa, guy, what's
Yeah.
crazy,
I
guys?
know.
Back away! What are you doing?"
I know. I watched this documentary and everyone was like shaking hands, and it looked crazy to watch everybody shaking hands.
It's just so
And I was
strange.
like, "Is that how much we shake hands with people?"
But it's even things
That's
like hugs.
crazy.
I miss hugging my family and seeing my
know.
niece and nephews, and it's lovely. I mean, we are so lucky to have things like FaceTime. That is the best thing ever.
Right.
But
Yes.
it's just so I'm just desperate to see my family.
Yeah. Are you guys doing the show from a studio?
Yeah,
or are you-
we're still going as much
Okay.
as we can. As I say, it's
Okay.
business as usual. How about work, Harry? Because I know that's had a little bit of an impact on what you can and can't do.
Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to be starting the UK and Europe tour in 2 weeks, so that's been postponed to next year, and then we're kind of keeping an eye on the rest of the world dates as they come up. But it's kind of one of those things where, in the scheme of things, at a time like this, it doesn't feel very important. Obviously, it's a big thing to move, but it's not the most important thing. So I've been writing a lot and just trying to stay productive and positive and not get too kind of bummed out about everything, I guess.
You've spoken a lot about in the past about looking after your mental health. I guess during the kind of self-isolation, that's more important than ever.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important to, like stay updated and stay kind of in the know, but don't, I haven't been like sitting just watching the news constantly because it makes you a little anxious. And I think it's, if you're with friends and stuff, it's, important to be laughing and having fun still as much as you can. And like checking in on people who, might be living by themselves or might be isolating by themselves, stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's why we rang you this morning. I didn't realise you had mates around.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So as well as writing loads of new music and stuff, obviously
Yes.
there's been a lot of these kind of videos online where people are doing concerts from their living room, that kind of thing. Now, something I saw yesterday was the Backstreet Boys all doing their part of I Want It That Way from Self-Isolation, and it was fantastic. Is that something that you would ever consider doing with the 1D Boys?
I mean, we're not working right now, so probably not this second. It'd be an interesting way to do a reunion.
If you
for sure.
if you did it, it would. I think the Backstreet Boys would be like, oh right, okay, that's just blown us out of the water. Thanks.
It'd be an interesting way to reunite.
Would it be the reunion that everyone was hoping for?
Self-isolation
Yeah,
reunion.
we're like, this is what you're after, right?
We're not going to be in the same room, but we're gonna do one of our songs.
Well, listen, any tips, Harry, for people who are on their own during lockdown? What have you been, how do you keep yourself busy?
I'd say tips for anyone who's alone. I would say don't be afraid to like tell your friends that you're on your own and you're feeling a bit weird about it. and speak to them, and just take the time to like try and watch the things that you've always thought about watching, read the thing you always thought about reading, and try and like teach yourself to do something.
And I know
you have plenty of time.
Oh my God, so much time.
I know this is an expression which we associate with you. Treat people with kindness. I saw I've seen some awful things about like people getting harassed with people working in shops and hospital staff, that kind of thing. I mean, again, more important than ever that we do that.
Yeah, I think it's just a time to like be considerate for other people. I know we should do that anyway, but in times like this, help if there's somebody who lives around you who might not be able to go out and get stuff. Maybe find out if there's a way to safely help them, or you don't need 3,000 packets of toilet roll, for example. I think you see a lot of things of like older people getting out to the shops and there's nothing left for them to buy, and I think it's just about being considerate of other people.
Harry, it's been lovely having you on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for that. Look after
Nice
yourself,
talking to you
and
both.
we'll see you on the other side.
Stay safe.
This is Heart.